Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we'll be doing a bit of a think piece here. I was trying my best to hold myself back from discussing such a contentious issue, but over the summer, these thoughts have just been building inside my head to a point where it's like, I just want to have a conversation about it. There's no one right answer, and it's really up to you to decide. I'm really just mainly posing questions here, and I don't really want my opinion to be taken the wrong way either. I do appreciate and respect all that artists do, and yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, if you couldn't tell based on the title of the video, I'll be talking about some private and public kind of discussions of artists and whether or not fans should be like respecting of that, or like to what extent should like the fan really back off and just leave the artist be. And my thoughts really started to come together after this whole Jason Mraz, Demi Lovato concert thing in Toronto a few months ago. Actually, way back in March, I bought tickets for a Jason Mraz concert tour. The Good Vibes tour was going to be in Toronto at Echo Beach. And then around like the beginning of July, it was canceled, but not really. It was being rescheduled for the exact same night with Demi Lovato as a part of this Kids Help Phone kind of concert. So I got refunded initially, and I was given like first access to buying the tickets for this new concert. And then a couple weeks later from that, we all know that Demi Lovato kind of relapsed with her drug addiction issue, and that was kind of the backbreaker for me. I was a little upset that I got refunded twice for an artist that I was really wanting to see in Jason Mraz. I wasn't really keen on the fact that Demi Lovato was getting the headlining spot for this Kids Help Phone kind of concert, and just to see Jason have like his headlining tour get taken away, and then it's like, oh, now he's the opening act for Demi, when I wasn't really a big fan of her to begin with. I'm not saying that I hate her or wish death upon her or anything. I hope that she recovers from like her drug addiction issue. It's just that I had this weird question in my head, like, well, yeah, they refunded me. The money, I don't care about the money either. It's just like I had my hopes and desires for an artist that was Jason Mraz, not Demi Lovato. So it might have been my fault for even like wanting to buy the tickets the second time round, but I don't know. What I'm really trying to get at here is like, to what extent should we give the artist space? Like, are their personal issues like more valuable? Obviously. But like for fans, do we take it personally? Do we care? Sometimes we shouldn't really care, but then we have other artists that seem to cancel things without much of an explanation. Like, do we ask for that explanation? Because with Demi, it was like, oh, well, she has drug addiction issues, and then there was speculation about like the specific type of drug, and I don't know if like should we care about that. I do want to say again that I want Demi to get over this problem, and like I think anyone in her shoes would expect the same kind of decency and respect that like when you're in that personal kind of crisis, like you want to be spending your time with the close friends and family that are going to help you get through this hardship. It could be an argument for artists to say to their fans that like, hey, I'm human just like you, and you should really just stop idolizing me and like putting me up on that pedestal. But at the same time, fans could be like, well, the fans are who make you what you are. And I guess the bedrock of this entire discussion is like whether or not these kinds of questions can be applied as like this universal law, or is it more of like a case-by-case approach. For example, we had Drake earlier this August say that like, oh, I'm gonna cancel my Toronto show to visit this 11-year-old girl in the Chicago hospital awaiting a heart transplant. Like, is that to benefit his public image? Is he like canceling the concert just so that he looks good in the media? Or was he genuinely sincere about it? And with this kind of situation, can we apply these same kind of questions? Like, some people only had reservations for that one night in Toronto. They may have flown from out of the country into Canada just to see Drake, and it's like, yeah, you could refund the tickets, but it's like all these other additional charges that might not be taken lightly for some people. I don't know, would you be really upset about that, like having all these plans and it's like, oh well, Drake's doing this public kind of thing for a little girl that like is obviously a nice gesture. I know that judging by his sincerity, I think it is really him wanting to do that out of the goodness of his heart. I think all humans should really want to do that kind of thing, but like at the same time kind of pushing back against fans, it's like, well, some people are gonna take this the wrong way. Moving on from that, we have a bit more of a different kind of case with Nicki Minaj and Future. They canceled their North American leg of their tour that was coming up in September, and there was supposed to be a stop in Toronto in October. And their like kind of excuse to get out of it was just like scheduling conflicts. And I know that they probably have like other reasons behind it as well, maybe, possibly, we don't know. It's like we're left to speculate all these other kinds of reasons. Nicki has also said that she's like reevaluating the elements of the production for the concert, so yeah, maybe she is like trying to make the show better with lights and costumes and all that kind of stuff. So with these three cases that I brought up, it's like the artists are trying to do something that's positive. Like in the case of Jason Mraz, it's like, well, we're giving Demi Lovato space. For Drake, it's like, okay, well, he was giving time to this 11-year-old girl. And then Nicki Minaj, it's like, okay, well, she's wanting to improve her show. And then to contrast all three of these, we have Drake hiding his kid from the world, and he's trying to say that like, well, he was hiding the world from the kid and not the other way around. And he really did take a lot of flack from the media on this. So it all kind of like comes back to this one question, like, to what extent should we give space to the artists, and like, are they free from their art form when they've signed up to do a show or go here and visit someone? Are there obligations like set in stone? Should they like go through with them no matter what? Or should we just back off and just realize that some fans can be insanely crazy and obsessive and all these other things? It's like I'm left kind of questioning if there is a right or wrong answer to this. One last thing I'll bring up here is, does the intention of the artist really matter? Like, we have Drake hiding his kid from the world, which was seen as a terrible thing to do, but at the same time it's like he's having these good intentions to go see this girl that needs a heart transplant. For Demi Lovato, it's like, okay, we're giving her personal space to get over drugs, but at the same time there are hundreds of thousands of people that are dealing with drug addiction on a daily kind of lifestyle, and it's like, does anyone help them? Are they famous enough to receive that kind of help? And then for Nicki Minaj, it's like, okay, she's wanting to improve her production of the show. How much time should she be granted, and all these other kinds of questions as well. So it's like, does the intention matter in these kinds of situations, and is it a universal kind of law that we can put on all of them, or is it like it's a case-by-case thing? So that's all I have for this. Let me know what you're thinking. Sound off down below in the comments. Again, please don't take my opinion the wrong way. I respect all these artists immensely. I think they're great musicians. I think they have a lot for this world and a lot they can give to people. So yeah, my name's Ryan from True North Reviews.
Thanks for watching.